Welcome to the MacArthur River Mine, General Site Induction. It is a legal and Glencore requirement that the intended trainee complete this training themselves. This requirement is taken seriously. Penalties for fraudulent completion can include termination of employment, cancellation of contracts for companies and criminal conviction for individuals. Please also be aware that persons completing this training fraudulently for someone else may also be subject to criminal conviction if injuries occur to the person or others that are involved in any incident whilst on our site. Glencore's IT system contains a number of features to detect fraudulent activity. Please note, trainees may also be subject to random face-to-face testing when they arrive at site to assess their knowledge and understanding of the outcomes of any of their training. Please enjoy your induction and your time on site.
Welcome to MacArthur River Mine, a zinc, lead and silver mine which has been operating in the Gulf region of the Northern Territory since 1995. MRM is a Glencore company, part of one of the world's largest global diversified natural resource companies. Located 900 kilometres from Darwin and 65 kilometres from the nearest township of Borroloola, we extract zinc, lead and silver ore through open pit mining, process it to concentrate form and transport the products by road to Bing Bong loading facility to begin the ocean voyage to export markets. We use conventional bench mining methods to develop the stages of the open pit. The mining process begins by drilling rock, then charging the holes with explosives to break it down to a size that can be handled by our mining fleet. Blasting can occur on any day, and notices are posted throughout the site to make you aware of the next blast time. The ore bodies are defined by geologists, selectively mined and hauled to the ROM pad for processing. The overburden, or waste rock, is taken to overburden emplacement facilities, shaped into mounds and ultimately rehabilitated. Ore from the open pit goes through a number of stages at the processing plant: crushing and screening, grinding, flotation and dewatering. Ore is crushed and then moved through the heavy medium plant to separate the ore that can be immediately processed from the larger material that goes through a grinding stage. The result of the crushing and primary grinding is a slurry that contains the ore. The next stage is the flotation circuit. Here, various reagents are introduced which attach themselves to the metals. They literally bubble and float to the surface of the tank, allowing the zinc and lead-bearing minerals to be recovered. Then, through a process of cycloning, cleaning and regrinding, the final concentrates are produced as a fine ground material. The concentrate is thickened and pressure filtered. This adds enough moisture to reduce dust, so the material is ready for handling and transport. The water-based waste products from the processing circuits are called tailings and are pumped by pipeline to the nearby tailings storage facility. Much of the water generated through the tailings dam is recycled for various uses on site. Our concentrate products are trucked from the mine to the loading facility at Bing Bong, 120 kilometres north on the Gulf of Carpentaria. Our contract fleet of road trains have fully covered side-tipping trailers, and they take the concentrates to a storage shed at Bing Bong. Inside the concentrate shed, a front-end loader moves concentrate to feeders on a fully enclosed conveying system, which loads directly onto the barge, the MV Aburi. There is no deep water access at Bing Bong, so the barge transports concentrate to bulk carriers waiting within an offshore transfer zone at sea.
Subjects covered in this module. 1. Risk Management. Introduction to Risk Management. MRM Approach to Risk Management. History of Safe Work. 2. Risk Controls across site. Hazard Identification. Hierarchy of Controls. SLAM. JSR. RAC. Fatal Hazard Controls. 12 FHPs adopted across site. 3. GCOM meetings. 4. Safety interactions.
Stop and think. Risk management is something we do every day. Whether you are signing a contract, reversing out of a driveway, borrowing money from the bank, or crossing the road, we need to apply the same risk management tools to each event. Stop and think. What am I about to do? What could go wrong? What can I do to control the risk? At work, and in situations where the risk factors are more complex, it is especially important to stop and think. The truth is, everyone has a role to play. Job safety involves teamwork, and it is up to everyone to be involved. We are all responsible for preventing injuries to ourselves and others. Imagine the impact an injury, illness, or fatality could have on your family, friends, and colleagues. Before you are about to start a task, stop and think. What am I about to do? What could go wrong? What can I do to control the risk? Workers can help by following the correct procedures and by asking for help when needed. Supervisors can help by enforcing JSA procedures and ensuring adequate resources are available for all involved. Everyone is empowered to stop unsafe behaviour. Stop and think about potential injuries and incidents so you can return home safely from work every day. No task is so important that it cannot be done safely.
Glencore's risk management approach is consistent with the requirements of ISO 31000, 2009 risk management. MRM's policies and procedures are developed in accordance with NT and federal legislation, and Glencore's risk management framework.
So how do you decide on the best course of action when faced with a hazard at work? The hierarchy of risk controls prioritises the steps you should take. The first option is elimination. Where possible, you should always seek to eliminate the hazard, if it is safe to do so, before considering other control measures. The second option is substitution. This involves substituting the hazard with a less hazardous one. The third option is isolation, where the hazard is physically separated from those at risk. This also includes mechanical and electrical isolation measures. Fourth in the hierarchy are engineering controls. These can include fitting guards on machines, magic beams, and mechanical lifting aids. Fifth are administrative controls. These include activities like risk management, workplace safety training, and the correct placing of signage. Finally, we have personal protective equipment, or PPE. PPE is a measure of last resort and should be used in conjunction with other control measures. In fact, it is rare that only one risk control measure will be implemented. The most effective solutions to workplace hazards use a combination of these methods. Where your options are limited, you should only implement a lower order control measure if it is not reasonably practicable to use a higher one. Become familiar with the hierarchy of risk controls. It is designed to help you make the best choices when managing risks and hazards in the workplace.